So after the last video, I thought I would show you the second area. Now this is the other level that has the pool. This is about 60 meters, by the way. It's not 50. It's definitely, if you swim from there, from there all the way up, that's 60 meters, easy. And this is the center of Cambodia. Massive apartments, beautiful. And so, where in Australia are you living? How's the housing crisis going in Australia, guys? Um, this is Cambodia, and I'm not just in the center of the city. I'm in the center of the best possible area in Cambodia, and I'm not paying $1 million a week. I'm not even paying 200 Australian dollars a week. Now, it is. I recommend you come here? No, I don't. Um, I don't recommend you come here at all. It's definitely not recommended, but it's still better than Australia at the moment. I think there's a time limit with Australia. We've got about a decade where they're able to treat us like slaves and keep the housing crisis going, which is artificially created to create slavery in Australia. It's purely a political thing. I think in Australia it's going to continue like this for the next decade. And your only choice, if you're smart, is to get out of Australia, take those powerful Australian dollars while they're still useful, and use them while you can. And by getting out of Australia, it's a bit windy, so hopefully you can hear me okay. And while you get out of Australia, use that money while you still can before the entire economy collapses. Whoa, it's windy. It's windy because we're so high up. It's not always this windy. You come out here at night time, it's down. Maybe I'll come over here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now, look at this. Now, this place here, these ones here, they're beautiful. I almost moved over there, but the pool and the gym here is just 20-star luxury. It's insane. This apartment here it's called the Penthouse. It's really expensive and it's not worth the money. Actually, I inspected that, and I checked out this place as well. So I've stayed in a lot of these places too. I went all over the place until I found the best place to live. I think this is the best place to live in Cambodia, but there's a bunch of reasons why I chose Cambodia. It's dirt cheap. No one comes here. It's a full-on developing country that's just the absolute poorest in, possibly one of the poorest in the world that isn't war-torn. And it is, let me tell you over here, out of the wind. And it is a country that is being colonized by China. And so there is another purpose to me being here. And if you're just an Aussie that is not like me and not entirely obsessed with geopolitics, there's no reason for you to be here. There really isn't. There's so many other places, so many other countries that are way better than this country that you can go travel to, where you're going to have a better time and it's just as cheap. So it's a bit windy, but let me go and show you the other side. Let me show you over here. So we've got our own spa with our own beautiful infinity pool, and so let me show you in here. Here's the sauna. So in the last video I showed you the sauna, right? Now here's the other sauna. It's a smaller sauna. It's about half the size of the other one, but still, there's no one here. There's just no one here ever. I've got the whole place to myself, basically. As you can see when you walk around, it's just me. There might be one or two other people around. Like, look, I got the whole place to myself. No one comes here. And this is part of the reason why I came here as well. I just knew no one would, like, who goes to Cambodia, of all places? Part of the reason it's off the radar is because it doesn't rank in Google, because Google doesn't want to send tourists there, because it's basically in bed with China. This is how the world works. This is how geopolitics works. So here's the gym. It's a smaller gym than the other one, and there's like the cardio spot. But you can see every 10 meters, there's another chair where you can just sit back, sip a cocktail. Well, you start sipping cocktails every day sitting in a lounge chair, you're going to be 120 kilos and diabetes and a heart attack real fast. So instead of that, I try to eat as healthy as I possibly can. And after I make this video, I'm going to jump in the pool, pump out some laps, and I gotta tell you, it's magnificent living here. But this isn't the only place. So let me explain to you, as an Australian who's trapped and you're paying an unbelievable amount of rent. Your life sucks. You've become a slave. The criminal elements that control the Australian government are, bringing more and more immigrants into the country. So what's happening all over Asia is that every country is becoming more and more developed, and they don't have the populations to fill these beautiful apartments. Now, again, I don't watch this video and go, oh, I'm going to go to Cambodia. You'd be a total fool to come to this awful place, and let me explain why. This country's being colonized by China. Foreigners don't come here. And the propaganda here is that white people are evil, okay? Like, this is the truth. And so these Cambodian people, they hate us. They hate white people here. They truly do. And that's partially why no one comes here. There's a lot of crime against foreigners. You're going to get robbed. You might get threatened. And if you find yourself in the wrong situation, you might find yourself hacked to pieces by a machete. Two guys were on a motorbike, just riding a motorbike, and the locals shot them dead. Like, shot them off the motorbike for no reason other than they were foreigners. Just so you get a bit of an understanding of what goes on here. And almost none of the crimes against foreigners is reported here, okay? But this is geopolitics in play. This is technically an enemy of ours. This is a country that, well, there's one person. We spotted somebody, but they actually work here. I saw there was a few people in the gym. Saw one guy walk by, but basically, there's no one here. And if you go through all the other countries, let me just pull up a seat here. This is probably the best view right here. Look at that. So almost every other city in Asia, you can pick one that likes foreigners like us. And I would say right now, our relationship with Vietnam is probably the best it's been since the war. And this country here, Cambodia, is being colonized by China. In between, on either sides of this country, there's Thailand and there's Vietnam. Now, this country has a tiny population. They're young and dumb. There's probably only 18 million of them. The majority are under 40. So they're young, they're uneducated, and they're dumb as hell. On either sides, Vietnam has 100 million people. They're a worldly country. They're aware of what's going on, and they're developing rapidly. There's apartments like this all across Vietnam. Highly recommended. I recommend you go there. You don't have to go to Thailand like every other bogan or Bali. The other one that I might recommend would be probably Manila. And just you got to think about this. Who's our friends in the region? Like, you should stop going to Bali because Indonesia's our enemy. They're our enemy internationally, geopolitically our enemy, and the Indonesian people within Australia are our enemy as well. This is what's happening to me. I had my grandparents work their entire life to to buy all these properties, and some Indonesian scumbag piece of shit married my father and stole what they work for. Absolutely despicable. I'm going to keep repeating it forever till something gets done. So we put all these scumbags in internment camps like they deserve to be, or send all of them, freeze their bank accounts and send them back to Indonesia. We're at war, people. And you might not think that it is a big deal, but it is. It's going to get worse. So, dirt cheap here, nice and easy to live. Um, but I want to go and check out what's going on here. I want to see, you know, like how the place is functioning. Look at that. That's the peak. That's massive. That's beautiful. But I think this is the best one. There's the peak, there's the bridge, and then there's, oh, hello, sneaking up on me. Um, I don't think he was trying to listen to what I had to say. Um, yeah, so I think there's many other places you can go. This is where I'm staying. Beautiful, beautiful pool, gyms, saunas. Got everything that I need here, and it's dirt cheap. It's basically free. Um, I like to see what's going on here. I'm going to pump out a whole bunch of videos giving you guys a lowdown on what I think is happening geopolitically here, what I think the country, how China's kind of colonizing the country. That's what I think's happening. I think they're being colonized. What I think's going on. Um, and how it's happening, because I can kind of see it happening. Small population, young demographic, highly uneducated. The Cambodian people are basically slightly better off, aware of the world slightly more than North Koreans. Apart from that, they might as well be North Koreans. They're so stupid, so unaware of what's going on. And they're being colonized, and they're too stupid to realize it's happening. That's fine. We can let them be colonized. But as an Australian, from your point of view, you're stuck living in a dictatorship. Your life probably isn't that great right now. Probably working 5, 6, 7 days a week. Probably stressed about the bills and the rent, and just even thinking about this is probably stressing you out. Just thinking about all of the problems out there is probably stressing you out. And you just don't need to be. You've still got a powerful currency. There's still ways around it. I highly recommend you become a member of the channel. You can see what I'm talking about on a daily basis. You're going to have to pay to get in. It's dirt cheap. Don't be a tight ass. It's dirt cheap. I can't make it any cheaper. It's cheap because I'm not an expert on what I'm talking about, but I think we can help each other to guide our way through it. And you can get out of Australia, I don't recommend you come here. There's plenty of other options. You can get long-term visas all over Asia. you can stay in beautiful apartments just like this. You probably don't even need 200 Australian dollars a week. Get out your calculator. You probably got enough money, or you probably save enough money. Get on a flight out and then live for the next decade. Um, you know, basically like a king. It is possible. You definitely can do it. It is definitely something that's doable. And it's definitely better than staying in Australia while they continuously squeeze you. And the government's going to continue to squeeze you for as long as they can, and you don't have the ability to trigger a revolution and push back. So you're basically a slave in Australia. You can wait a decade like I will, maybe 2034. That's when Australia will start to go, start to kind of collapse, and then go back. And then who knows? I guess we'll deal with that problem when we get there. But at the moment, if you're an Aussie trapped, oh, you cough once and then it triggers like a whole chain of coughs. Oh, whoops. But there's definitely better places you can go outside of Australia, and you can live a far superior life, have a higher standard of living outside of Australia right now. And if you waste too much time and you think, oh, I'm gonna maybe in 5 years' time, the opportunity might be gone in 5 years' time, you might have missed out. It might be game over for you at that point. Now's your time to go. So many of these cities are building apartments all over the place. Let me give you an example. Like if you can see that, I'm not sure if you can see it. Can you see that? That's that blue building. That's a apartment being built, and you look across the skyline. there's apartments being built everywhere, and this isn't just Cambodia. It is almost every city in Asia. If you look closely, there's that building, but behind it, there's another building being built. There's two in a row, and you can kind of see the crane in the background too. And it's across the whole city. Same as Bangkok, same as Ho Chi Minh City, Hanoi, same as Manila. Manila's going through building a whole bunch of high-rise apartments right now too. Jakarta's obviously almost totally built. Like, as an example, can you see all of those? Can you see those? So let me use my finger to try and help. So right there, can you see the crane? There's where is it? So I think there's a crane on top of there. You can see it. So I can count 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not a crane. You can see obviously the big one right here. 5. Can you see in just next here, this area here? Can you see 3 cranes? Like just an example of how many buildings are going up. They're going up everywhere, all over this city. If you're actually right here, can you see in between these two towers? There's a crane right there. See? There's a building on the other side that's being built. And behind this big one, this one here, there's another apartment block almost the same size being built. You just can't see it because it's on the other side. And my camera's not that great, but if you just look along the skyline, there's cranes everywhere. I can see like 10 more cranes. Like, actually, right here, if if you have a look, there's a whole bunch of cranes over there. You see, so the city's expanded rapidly, and a lot of these buildings are going to be finished in the next like couple of years. It's not just Cambodia though. You don't have to go to a country controlled by the CCP. Let me get out of this wind. It's not always this windy. At night time, there's no wind. At night time here, it's lovely. This is probably the best spot. Almost every city in Asia's just got an oversupply of apartments. It's the opposite to Sydney and Melbourne. You know, there's an undersupply. No, it's cool. You can walk through. It's all good. There's a oversupply of apartments here and an undersupply of people who can afford to rent them. And right now, as an Australian carrying the Australian dollar, man, you can come here like I am. Not here. Look, don't come here, okay? I'm getting on a flight out of this shithole real soon. I promise you. I'm going to be out of here soon. I just wanted to see how this country's being colonized. I'm going to pump out a few videos explaining what I'm seeing in more detail, but this is just a message to Australian people that are trapped and you don't know how to get out. Save some damn money. You know, if you can save $100 a week for the next year, you got enough to basically live here for a year. I'm not even joking. Eat fucking baked beans for the next year. Wash dishes, work 7 days a week. Save yourself $300. You go and live like a king in Asia in like 20-star luxury like this. And there's an unlimited amount of them out there. I also think you should buy some Bitcoin. Buy some crypto as well while you're at it. And if you're wondering, you know, what you should do, how to do it, reach out to me for a consulting call. I'm doing consulting calls. I'm not just doing my geopolitical stuff here, which doesn't pay any money. Behind the paywall, as a member of this channel, I'm talking about something important. And if you're interested in just picking my brain about where I'm going, what am I doing, how do I fly there, how much money am I spending exactly, visas, like dealing with people, dealing with the bureaucracy, you name it. You can just pick my brain for as long as you want. You know, do a consulting call. Simple as that. I'm taking consulting calls. They're cheap. They're real cheap. And I can talk to you for as long as you need. And then you got a contact. You can come visit me. Come for a coffee in Asia. But I'm going to be leaving Cambodia soon. I don't recommend you come here. I don't want to be driving traffic to a country that's controlled by the CCP. That's not something that I would like to do. I don't think the CCP needs our help. But what we'll do is maybe on this channel, the next place that I travel to will be a more Western white guy friendly country. And then I might promote that one. But, you know, this was more out of my own curiosity. And I'm going to go into depth on how this place is run. And then what I'm going to do is the next place, I'll definitely promote the next place. I'll go to a place that likes the West, or at least, you know, likes us more than this place. Anyway, guys, that's my long video. And it's not fake. You can literally just get on a flight out of Australia and live like this. I'll see you guys in the next video.